What's up, everybody? We got a good one for you. Welcome to another version of the Savage Patriots, and I say version because we're going to imitate Biden today. We're having many versions of our history and our life.
Do we have to?
He is a what was that? There was a commercial some time ago with the most extraordinary gentleman. Is that what it is? The
Yeah.
world's most extraordinary gentleman. Yeah,
Hey,
that
but
one.
but Marlon, which version of Biden are we talking about?
All of them,
Oh,
all
okay.
versions.
All
Yes,
8 of them.
around John version, all of them.
So he's schizophrenic.
Well,
Something.
amongst other things, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
His
Um,
brain is mush.
in case people forgot, his brother has an account on Grinder, I believe. Did you know that?
what?
No.
Yes, yes, yes. His
So weird,
brother.
weird, weird conspiracy theory. Since you said that,
Hmm.
is this his twin brother or his? They look almost alike.
Almost like he looks like a younger. This is him here.
What if his brother is actually Barack Biden?
Wait, Marlon, you told me that his brother is.
Yes,
That's his brother. That's his brother
Oof.
here. Okay, this is Frank, and Frank has registered on a gay site for over 5 years, and has posted a full nude and
Oh,
uploaded a lot of them. Yeah.
Someone take one for the team, join Grinder, and hit him up. See if he hits you.
I just think he's doing that so he can get the contact from Frank. That's what I think. I think it's really Frank's. It's Frank's account, but anybody that Frank meets, he sends them over to Joe.
look, the only way I'll take one for the team is if everybody in the chat donates $200
Each.
in a super chat.
Oh, there he goes. Challenge accepted.
Yes, ladies, $200.
I am not going to take that challenge because there's nothing that would make me do that. No amounts of monies. I still have. How did Vegeta say it? My Saiyan pride. I would not do it. Okay.
Fair enough.
I would not. Now, the reason we're speculating, guys, is not just because we're trying to drum up content. It's for me, I genuinely think he might be.
Yeah.
We're talking
I don't
Robinette.
think it's all about adult men either. There's a reason for me thinking this, but this kind of put the icing on the cake for me. This was him at a what was it? The DC
DC
Operation Center in Texas.
Emergency Operations Center.
Okay, this was after his speech, and he was leaving. Now, I warn you, it's extra creepy. Like, I mean,
It is.
I've seen some creepy stuff from him,
Sniffing kids.
but
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it this creepy before, to where the guy is like, you
Whoa.
take a look, you let me know, people. Y'all let us know here.
Let us know in the chat. Oh my God.
First and foremost, like the guy in the background who saw it, he's like,
performance.
this mother. And then,
He
Let's
is
see
like-
if we can. Let's see if we can go slow. I don't think we can slow mo it.
Look at the
but-
Secret Service agent.
Let's go all the way back. This gal here.
Yeah, watch her.
Look.
Good night.
the guy in the background is going, did this mofo just seriously touch that man's arm? And then,
Mm-hmm.
and then the guy that actually was the victim, he was just like, this mofo.
You know, imagine what was going through the dude's head.
Oh,
when that
I
happened.
can't.
You know what I mean? It's almost like, I can't. This is the president of the United States, and I want to actually, commit acts of violence against him, but I
Mhm.
can't because this is the president of the United States. You know what I mean?
Black
Just
on white violence would be.
imagine how low you had to feel. Imagine how much of his manhood he took from him at that moment. He had to take it. You had to take it like he was in prison. Like, come here,
Oh,
boy.
Literally.
Put it like,
Yeah, come here, boy. You know who I am, right? You gonna give me this? That's like some Diddy stuff. This is the type of stuff Diddy would do to people. Just go up and
look,
grab him.
I don't care if he's not gay or straight. Okay, let's just at minimum, it's intrusively creepy.
Yeah.
That's all I know. It
That's
is
putting it
intrusively
mildly.
creepy. Ain't nobody gonna be rubbing my arm like, nah, fam, nah. So he did that. Pow, elbow, right jaw,
Yeah.
bam, done.
Reflexes. I blacked
Yeah,
out.
sorry. It's trauma.
Gut
trauma
reaction.
response. That's my trauma response. Now, people will say, well, he's always been against it. He's here. Let's go through a timeline of Joe Biden speaking on gay rights and marriage and all that stuff. So we'll go through a timeline here, okay? Now, this is him.
I remember this one.
Listen carefully.
The president used his radio address yesterday and tomorrow in the Rose Garden to talk about a constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage.
You know, think about this. The world's going to Hades in a handbasket. We are desperately concerned about the circumstance relating to avian flu. We don't have enough vaccines. We don't have enough police officers. And we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that. Nobody's violated that law. There's been no challenge to that law. Why do we need a constitutional amendment? Marriage is between a man and a woman. What's the game going on here? And
Okay. That's Joe. Now, is Joe being honest there? The question really has to be answered by Joe himself. Now, if you recall, Mr. Biden always has a lot to say about his growing up.
Which life, which alternate universe are we talking about?
I
right
ain't
now?
never seen a man had so many life experiences in one lifetime. Like he is, man, he's the most extraordinary human being.
He's in a multiverse, man. He just jumps
Yeah,
from life to
he
life.
time skips.
Yep, he time skips from life to life. You know.
What was that? Quantum leap. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Quantum
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whoa, he's got, what's his name? That dude, the actual actor.
Yeah, I forget his name. I can see his face. I just
Scott Bakula. Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
He is Scott Bakula in Quantum Leap, and this man can move through all dimensions at the same time, repeatedly, and experience multiple life experiences. Now, if y'all don't remember this one, this was the one where he says he was a child. I remember he was a small person in this statement, okay? A child. The last clip, he was an adult, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority of America is not homophobic. They just never knew they knew anybody who was gay. And when people realize they're people they know, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, you know, I remember my dad, God love him. It was 1961, and I was applying for a job as a lifeguard in the city pool system because they paid better than the county job I had. And he dropped me off at the town square, Rodney Square. There were two men in suits like I'm wearing, standing in a corner. The light was red, and they kissed as I was getting out of the car. And I looked back at my dad. Like I hadn't seen that before. And he said, it's simple, Joe. They love each other.
Okay. All right. So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
He said 1961, correct?
Right.
What year was Joe Biden born?
You know, I don't know, nor do I don't know.
No, I'm just saying we're trying to do something here because the way he talked like, to me, he was speaking as if he was a wee man.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at his dad, like astonished that he saw two grown men kissing, but I'm trying to figure out his age at this point.
He was born, so 60s, right?
He was
at 16 in 1969. He was already part of the Democratic platform.
He was born in 1942.
Exactly. You see, and I get where you're going, and I get what he's saying is all off, but we're also going to call out the fabrication.
He was 19.
Yeah, it's fabricated. He wasn't a little child. He was an adult. And two, I want you to look at his hairline. Tell me if that looks real. Tell me if that looks real. Just look. Please look at it. Look.
Looks like
Somebody could look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. Look at
Somebody
Joe.
could look at this.
Look at Joe.
Oh no, that's totally that's a wig.
Tell me that is not.
That's
That's
not a
what
real
I'm saying.
hairline.
Those are plugs. They're plugs.
Those are
Yes.
plugs for sure.
Okay, I didn't mean to get off topic. I just was trying to do the math because in my mind, I'm thinking he was a little person looking back at
That's
his
how he
dad.
made it seem.
Yeah, holding his hand like, "Hey, Dad," and
Papa, what are they doing?
Daddy,
So
what
so
is-"
if he was 19,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna since you want to run that down, okay, let's do that.
I didn't mean to get off topic. It was just the way my brain works. I was trying to do the math.
No, but
I
it
was
just
like,
adds to the stigma that he's a chronic
liar.
fibber. Okay,
And
liar.
this kind of ties into what we're talking about him lying.
In 1961, he said he had never seen a gay person, or at least gay behavior, right?
Yes.
So let me
So it
ask you
says.
this. Let's do some logistical walking here. He
Mhm.
was going somewhere with his father, and on the street corner at a red light in 1961,
Mhm.
two men in suits were comfortable enough to kiss in public.
Mhm.
Was this before civil rights?
65 was when they said it was okay.
And he witnesses in 61?
He said that was in
Yes.
61.
Mhm.
Now I'm questioning Joe. We're just wondering whether or not you actually saw what you said you saw, and if you did see that, how? Like okay, I'm confused because these are not just two random hippies.
No.
These are businessmen. You would think they would have a reputation, and if it was frowned upon, there was no way they would be doing that. I'm just telling you, it wouldn't happen, Joe. It wouldn't happen, especially if
Yeah.
you hadn't seen it by 19.
And also on that point, you got to think about the age of his dad and the time his dad grew up in. You know, I guarantee they frowned upon that back in the 20s and the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So for his dad, it just doesn't make sense for his dad to be now in his maybe 40s to look and say they just love each other. I doubt that happened because his dad was the same one probably dropping N-bombs that was against segregation and civil rights. I'm just saying.
Oh, he definitely was dropping N-bombs. I could 100% believe that. And then to lend credence to our case, there is this.
Welcome to the Evening Edit. Joining us now from House Intelligence and House Foreign Affairs, Congressman French Hill. Congressman, welcome to the show. Let's get right at it. Show the new video coming in of this bizarre moment. His Holiness Pope Francis looking surprised, visibly uncomfortable, as Joe Biden goes in close and rubs his forehead with a leader of worldwide. But Congressman, the Biden team is furious about coverage of Biden's performance at the G7 in Italy. The Biden White House is basically saying everybody should deny what everyone could see on video.
Look at this dope.
Okay.
The Pope was like, I'm supposed to be only weirdo. And oh my
That's
God.
what I remember. That's what I remember. They were mixed couples. And the first case, I think, was in the 450s. The first case that went pretty viral between the marriage of a white man and a black woman, and they were still, I think the last time I saw a video of them, it was in the 90s, and they were still married. But you're looking at that being true, so and so, but him putting, okay, I understand you kissed the Pope's ring and stuff like that, but head to head, no pun intended, just putting your forehead on a dude's forehead.
Pause.
Come on, man. Come on. You gay.
Always have been.
I don't care what nobody say. You're gay.
So
okay?
Joe's a front then.
Well, look at the kinds of people he puts in his cabinet to begin with. Okay, they're gonna say, well, he's just trying to be inclusive. And listen carefully. These are not just gay people living life. He gets the most flamboyant, outlandish. Remember that last one that got arrested for luggage theft?
Yeah, the
The
guy that
bald
played
one,
Jason
the energy
Bourne,
sector guy.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, so he hired him, bald dude, mustache, dress, high heels. Yeah. Then he hired another dude that was a girl, the girl that the Wong lady, something Wong, and she's part of his cabinet too, manly looking Asian. Then he got the military man that thinks he's a woman dressed up in
Rachel something.
Rachel. I don't think you can possibly do that without having at least a little booty judge. Okay, booty juice. He called him booty juice.
He sure did.
KJP.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karine. Yeah.
Open
Look,
lesbian.
you might say, well, he's just trying to be inclusive. Why? Why that many? Why does he want that many around him? I have my theory. This is another one. This is my theory, and you'll see it here.
Pride is the opposite of shame, a point President Joe Biden stressed at this year's celebration of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community at the White House.
You are loved. You are heard. You are understood. And you belong.
No one's ever said they didn't.
And as I made clear, including in my State of the Union address, your president, my entire administration has your back.
I bet you do. I bet you. I bet you do have their back.
Did he?
Yes.
Look,
He
you
said-
can't make this up. You can't make it up. You can't make statements up like that. Look, if you're speechwriter Biden, if you still have him, fire that dude. Look, I'm telling you, man, fire him. Okay, hear me out why I say fire him. You're speaking at at the Pride rally.
Using sexual innuendos.
And you say you got their back,
Mm.
bruh.
Barack wrote that speech. He was like, just throw this in there real quick. They'll get it. They'll understand.
What?
Those are my people.
What? Okay, I'm gonna play it again because I gotta hear that again. I want to make sure I heard what it did. What I heard it did.
In an address, your president, my entire administration has your back.
Yeah, he said it.
All angry, aggressive.
We see who you are.
You see where we are.
Made in the image of God, deserving of dignity, respect, and support.
Not all
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
Look at all the counter protesters. Leave our kids alone.
I don't know about that their behavior is after the image of God. They might be humans made by God, but your behavior ain't. I'm sorry to tell you, but no. But then again, Joe, you grew up in every religion, so I guess it don't really.
So at this one, he was a gay man.
Yeah.
And then one before that, he was black.
He was black.
Yeah, the one before that, he was Puerto Rican.
Jewish. He was Jewish at
Jewish.
one point too. Puerto Rican, yes, yeah.
Yes.
He was everything.
He was all of it. I mean, he's like the most well-rounded president that we've had in our entire existence.
That might explain why he speaks the way he speaks. He can't figure out which language he wants to use.
Oh.
He is too eclectic. And when you're too eclectic, you got way too many branches and you have to try and pick one. You can't navigate them all. So you speak all of them.
Yes.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
So he goes from Boricua to Ebonics to Lispy.
Yep.
I'm waiting for him to speak to some Asian American to say, I grew up in Little Chinatown.
All the Chinese people would be like, who is this white person? No.
I remember when y'all were building the train tracks and I was there putting muscle labor behind it.
And I felt really bad when I had to help round you up to put you in those camps during the war.
I remember when we were building the Great Wall of China. That was a good day.
Me and Xi Jinping and foothills of Himalayas.
You know, when Mao Zedong came asking me for help, we, the United States, gave him military aid.
Every single Asian person would be like, who this? What the hell?
What the hell he talking about?
Look, I don't know if he knows how to scat, but I know he has had scat around him a lot. Nearly every interview I've seen him scatting himself. I know that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know that for sure. He is definitely a scat man.
I'm the scat man.
So here's
that
the
kind of
question.
scat. That kind of. I thought you meant
That kind of scat.
I thought
Yeah,
you
the
meant
scat man.
the rectal scatting.
Yes, that's the kind he is. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one too.
My question is this: could it be, and this is for the audience too, could it be that Joe is closeted?
I would say yes, and the reason I'm saying it because there is a theory. I'm gonna say that on YouTube. There is a theory that Barack might be a part of that community.
No,
so
Barack, yes.
Okay, so yeah, Barack is. So if Joe Biden was so against it, why would he want to be the vice president of someone that's part of that community? So he could always been closeted. There are a lot of dudes out there. We see it in music, we see it in movies. There's dudes that are coming out now that was the manliest man on screen. Come to find out, behind the screen, he was, he got down like that.
What are you kidding?
Tony Curtis.
Yeah, I would think he is. Because there's no way a grown man touches another grown man in that way. I would never in my life get that close to Marlon or Jade's face. Ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. So he's a little suspect. I don't know, Jay. What do you think?
All signs point to yes. But then, I mean, it lays credence to why he offed his, why he offed his former wife and child, and then he got with his babysitter to serve as the front.
I got another theory. That makes so. Does Jill and Biden have any kids together?
No.
So now hear me out.
No, no, that's a good question.
Hear me out. You see where I'm going with this.
Bo and Hunter Ashley are.
It was from the first.
I think that's from the first marriage.
Right.
That's what. So Jill and Biden have been together for how many years, and they don't have any kids together. So what if?
Let's find out before we say we.
Okay, before we say anything, I'm just trying to. I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I get. You
if
see where
they
I'm going?
did, they got now. Remember, they got married in '77.
Yes,
which would make them my age. I don't think he has any kids my age.
No.
Okay.
This thing, I'm just saying.
So where does Hunter and Ashley fit into all this? Unless they Obama some kids, and then wait a minute. If they pulled an Obama with some kids, that would be the reason why Hunter's so messed up, and that would be the reason.
Okay,
why
they do. They do.
Okay.
Ashley is their child. The one he showers with is theirs together.
So Hunter and Bo was the first.
They were the first, and there was a daughter he had while they were married. The first dead one, that was their first daughter. She died in the car crash.
Right.
The boy survived. Jill and him had Ashley, the one he showers with and had inappropriate relationships with. Yes.
Okay.
That's Jill's daughter.
Here's another question. What year was Ashley born?
Ashley was born in 81.
And they got married in 77.
So 4 years later, little girl.
Damn, there goes that conspiracy theory. I'm just
okay. No, but here it is. Here it is. I don't know if it's his. I can't say it's his. Okay.
Yeah.
However, the fact that you are the father on paper and you had an appropriate relationship with your daughter means that you have a sexual deviant side. That's all I know. So I can't put anything past you. I definitely can't put the fact that you might be past you either.
Part of the community.
So what if his sexual deviancy with her means that she isn't actually his blood?
I could see. That's what I'm saying. I could see that.
You know what I mean? What if
because would that stop him if he's that sus though?
I wouldn't understand why they would just only have. You know what I mean? I mean, most people, presidents, want to have a multitude of children, usually. Right. And they only stopped with her. They only had a girl. No boys from her, no nothing else. So what if she didn't get pregnant by Joe? Or they adopted that child, and you know how they work. They can put things on paper just like the Obama children. They could make it seem like it is, and you never know. Mm-hmm. Just saying, what if she was adopted at a very young age in 81 and Jill is actually Joe?
Okay. Hear me out.
Okay.
This is the daughter. I want you to tell me if you see any resemblance to the father. I understand there are children out there that looks a lot like only one parent, but if you look at two of his sons, they don't carry anything for the first mom.
Mm-hmm.
What I have realized is that there is a certain thing of a strong gene present in some parents. Some women have a very strong presence, and their kids and future kids and grandkids look exactly like them. You can see fathers that have grandsons and great grandsons that look exactly like the first male of the generation, right?
Right.
This is Ashley. All I see is Jill.
Okay.
I don't see any Joe.
That is an all Jill face.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is or isn't. The theory here we're trying to run down is if Joe Biden has the propensity or might be member of the LGBTQ, and the reason he was so vocal at the first about it and then later become more numb to it was because society started to accept it more, so he can come out more about what he actually likes.
Mm-hmm.
I think more though, I'm more like a 90% lean that he is attracted to children. I'm almost to 100% that he is on that one, and I'm more like a 45 to 50% sure that he's attracted to adult males too.
Would you well, to piggyback off that, would you think that he's your same ratio, but not just children, male children?
Male children, yes. However, with the kinds of videos that are out there, he don't seem to have a necessary preference between the male or the female child.
That's true.
He goes after all of them.
Yeah.
In nearly every video. It's like the last one with the baby that he was sniffing the back of. Do you remember seeing that video where he just kind of dragged his nose and sniffed from the tail to the head, and then back down again? Like, okay, look, nobody. If you're not breastfeeding my kid and you're not paying for my kid, you're definitely not getting your face close enough to my kid to do that.
Yep.
That's all I know. So I've seen enough of Joe to almost be 100% sure that he is a pedo. I've seen enough video, people, if you have not seen it yet, from that laptop to prove that he is. But with the light amount of blur that it is, I can't be 100% sure it's him. But the build sure looks a lot like Joe Biden. But with this incident here, with this arm rubbing thing, I let's just say I would not be surprised if whatever dementia he has is no longer limiting his filter to touch people the way he wants to.
Yep.
I think this old age thing could be making it a lot easier for his real personality and what he really likes to do to really come, which is why I think it started so publicly with the amount of touching that he started doing in his older days. I think he started to lose some around that time. I can see that being, for me, I can go on that and say, yeah, okay, he has some teeny tendencies towards at least the child, and more likely the grown man. That's
I
just
agree.
But I think you'll see more of it. I think you'll see, here's what you're going to see: less video of Joe Biden. They'll keep him away from the camera. But when you do, people are going to have video of him doing more crazy stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, so what you're saying, I'm sorry, but what you're saying though is that because of his dementia and his mental cognition declining, are you suggesting that because of that happening, the real nature of Joe Biden is coming out more and more?
Yeah, because he has no mental faculty to block it. The first thing that goes with dementia is your inhibitions. You'll see a lot of dementia patients start to talk out loud how they, some of them go crazy and they talk stuff that was never like them before. Or these people thought it was never like them. But sometimes you just can't help being something that you've learned how to suppress for your whole life. And the real you shows up. I can see this being Joe, where Joe starts to wander off here. That's one version of dementia. But the anger, I can believe that he has an anger problem. And I can believe that he used to whip on his kids, especially Bo and Hunter. I could see that. I can see the rage in him when he loses his cool, that it might have been a tendency with him and his first wife. And I can also look at him and see how he touches and moves around children in his later days, because this was not the case when he was younger. They have no footage of that. But when he hits like his 50s, 60s, 70s, it was pervasive. Almost every video you saw of Joe, he was touching kids inappropriately.
Yeah. Yep. And I can agree with what Marlon said, because his mental decline, which is very obvious. You're going to see more of this, more Joe, and they're going to try to shield it, but he's going to get caught doing crazier things like this. And all they're going to blame it on is his dementia. Now they'll acknowledge that he does have mental decline. You notice they've been trying to hide it and say it's not. But the more of this stuff that comes out, the more they're going to start blaming it on his mental decline. Because they're already turning against him, as you see. Right. So you're going to see more and more stuff like this, and you're going to see the media attack him more and more coming up to the election, calling him out on this stuff. And then they're finally acknowledge that, yeah, he does it because he's not mentally there.
That's crazy to think. That's crazy to think that because your mental faculties are so gone that the reality of your true nature shows out, and it's towards this. It's towards this stifled. He's basically a stifled homosexual.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
As his real person.
This is not some like while it started off humorous, I understand though that this is something that can, and for most people is a touchy subject. But just again, entertain the conversation. Watch.
By the way, guys, nothing artificial about. If we don't win, if you don't win, you got a problem. If you win, we win, their future. Right? You realize 54% of the American people think their children will never reach the standard of living they've reached. That's never happened before. 54%. And you guys can sit in the edge or what? I don't want you to have to stand all along, but it's up to you.
Watch.
By the way, he gave me permission to touch him. All right? Why don't you sit in the middle?
Freaking weird.
I don't want you to have to stand. I'm sorry it takes so long, guys, but everyone knows I like kids better than people.
That's weird.
Huh? Let's back
now.
Up.
Let's
I want to hear that one. Maybe I heard wrong, bro. You can tell me if we heard wrong.
Okay.
New Year's. Here you go.
I'm sorry it takes so long, guys, but everyone knows I like kids better than people.
What?
What grown man says that? And you know, another thing that threw me off is the fact that he said this minor gave me permission
to touch him.
No minor gives permission to do anything.
What? You know what I mean? It's groomerish, and let's just call a spade a spade. He is what he is. He's a dang groomer. He loves children. And it's very obvious.
That. When a pedophile gets caught, she was giving me look. If you guys have watched Hanson, right?
Mm-hmm.
He will come out and tell him and say, the guy would be like, but she gave me permission. Why did you send that picture? She gave me permission. He gave me permission.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not how it works, Joe. Now, did you ask these people permission to?
Oh gosh.
All right, come on, slide in.
Thank you. Maggie, do you want to come over here?
Now, this is the parents' fault right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You come over and start talking to somebody, and you move your child over to talk to her, to stand next to Joe? Why?
He knows. They know. They all know. And they don't care. That just goes to show you all those people up there, these politicians, they all know about each other. They know how Joe is. They know he's touching. There was only one guy that pulled his daughter away from Joe when Joe tried. But they know and they allowed it. That should tell you a lot about the type of people that are in DC. We froze?
My computer is giving me issues. I can't do nothing right now.
Oh.
It's weird. Like the whole screen is like 2 different pages at once.
Oh, shit.
I don't know why.
Damn FBI.
I don't know why. I don't know why. He
Yeah,
swallowed his pride.
and who was that other guy? He's not. I don't think he's in politics no more. He's an old guy. I think he was from South Carolina. Had a real country twang, and it was the same kind of setup. And he had his granddaughter who looked mixed Asian. She looked Asian, and she was walking along, and you see Joe staring at her.
Mhm.
And he's walking with her, and Joe goes up to try to grab her, and he hits Joe's hand away, and he keeps walking, and Joe just turns.
Mhm.
Forget his name.
Oh, Sessions, Jeff Sessions.
Yes, Jeff Sessions. That was another one. So Jeff Sessions knew, and he was like, nope.
Let's see if it's that window that's causing this issue. I closed it. Nope, I'm still having issues. That's weird. And it's all StreamYard. I'm going to leave and come back. You guys can continue the conversation. I'm going to come back real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but you know, the dude is creepy, and it's crazy how the left won't even look at this footage. They don't care. No matter how many times we talk about it, they're still like, oh, well, you know, that will Trump. Oh, will Trump. And, you know, we're showing these people that this guy is a creep. Would you want your kids around Joe Biden? If you say no, then you know that he's a creep. Oh, you got a double screen. There's two.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I can't kick him out. That's crazy.
I guess we got your twin.
Marlinception.
Let's do that way. And look, I don't know why I brought up the video, and all of a sudden my computer goes down because of our theory. We might be right.
Yeah, well, hey, you know they're watching.
We might be right. We might be on to something. Okay,
yeah, we might be.
I don't trust everything to say, well, it's just a one-off. No,
it's never happened before.
Nah, it has not. It has not. This is new. And now the screen just disappeared off from the bottom. So
yeah,
I'm just in the instant you showed some video of Joe Biden touching kids, all of a sudden now y'all got a problem showing it. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird, YouTube.
Yeah, what do you hide?
Like Biden.
But we're gonna continue showing it. I don't care what y'all do. We're gonna continue.
Doesn't matter. It's going on Rumble anyway.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I was saying, look at the kid. Mom says, "Come over here." Why? Look at that.
Look! Oh my gosh!
Look. You see where his hand went to instantaneously? Watch. See there?
Oh yeah.
And he grabbed her. He yanked her.
It's gonna get progressively worse too. That's the crazy part.
Thank you.
You got to look up at the center photographer up top.
He's gonna put his face next to her and talk to her whispery wise.
Thank you. Thank you.
What the? Hey, look at the parents.
That girl is visibly uncomfortable.
He tried to kiss her head.
Look at her. She's visibly uncomfortable.
See you guys. Thank you. See you back home, I hope.
Look, he's still staring at her.
What?
Look.
Okay, whoa. Did you catch that?
Oh yeah.
Now people are gonna say, well, he's talking about Delaware. Really? That's what you're going with? Delaware?
That's insane.
He said, I'll see you back home, I hope. Continue, Joe. More kids again.
This one angers me.
Look, dragging her in. She's trying not to go in, and you're pulling the child.
Yep.
Okay, listen. I know that if my child is feeling uneasy around somebody, I step in and say, you know what, man, look, she don't want, or he doesn't want to deal. That the girl initially gave you a handshake, and this is what he does.
Hey, Corey, good to see you.
Oh, look at her. Oh my gosh. I missed that.
She is pulling herself back. She's losing her footing because of how hard he's pulling this child into him. Joe, I was at like an 80%, 90%. I'm 100% sure you diddle kids, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I'm 100% sure that you did indeed not just shower with your daughter, Ashley, if she is your daughter. I think you abuse sexually Ashley. I think you traumatized that girl, and I think you also traumatized and slept with your boys. And I 100% believe that.
You know, it'd make it a lot easier for him if she wasn't his blood daughter. You know what I mean? And it's horrible either way. It's even worse when, it's 10 times worse. It's just disgusting. But if she's not his blood, it's so easy for me. It's not my daughter anyway. I don't care. I can see it.
Mentality. Yeah, totally. I see it too.
Hey, handsome. How do you?
Hey, handsome.
The kid is hiding from the creep.
She is uneasy, and the little boy is hiding.
Yeah.
The little boy doesn't even want to see Joe.
Because little kids can see things.
I was just about to say that.
Yep.
I was just about to say that.
Yep.
Here's a rule of thumb. If your child seems uneasy around an adult, stop trying to say, oh, he's shy, and try to force the child out. They sense something about that adult that gives them unease. Stop being predatory as a parent and putting your children in places that they don't want to be in because you don't have a problem with an adult.
Right.
Kids can sense stuff. The same thing with dogs. When dogs go around certain people, they get ferocious. I've had dogs, and I've had one right now. He don't like certain people. You will not be able to approach my children if he's around. If he has a problem with you, I may not, but he's like, no, something's off. And I will say, all right, you know what? We can meet somewhere else.
Yep.
I'm not going to put my children in that position. And these jack monkeys are doing it on purpose. They're bringing their children around a guy who will drag their kids, grab their kids, touch them inappropriately. And you are fine with that?
All because he's in a position of power and they don't want to check him. And that's sad. Me as a father, if that was my child, I would have checked him on sight. That's how you fix it. Don't allow these people to do this stuff. You see it all the time. These parents get their kids around these famous celebrities and politicians, and they just don't care. It's all, and because they're only thinking about themselves and the clout that they get with taking a picture with this buffoon,
as well as the opportunity that they could receive with the kickbacks.
With the kickbacks, money.
Yeah.
Would you want your daughter to hold the Bible? You jump in the middle.
Did she? Okay, now again, Oprah said this. I don't agree with Oprah on anything she does, but she is right that when a groomer or a pedophile does something, they become good at it. The person won't be aware of it. He instantly said, does your daughter want to hold the Bible in order for her to stand next to him?
Yep.
If you listen again, you'll hear what he says.
Would you want your daughter to hold the Bible? You jump in the middle, Angel. You come right on this side of mommy. You come over here. That's it.
Oh my God.
Look again.
Jesus.
And then we're going to have.
Look at her.
Daddy put his left hand in the Bible if you can reach it and repeat, not repeat it. We're just going to, hey man, here we go. You ready? Do you solemnly
Did you see that?
Yep, he hit him in the leg.
Why? Because he tried grabbing him.
Yep.
If y'all want to deny the fact that this man's a pedo, fine, feel free. But the tape don't lie. Watch again.
His left hand in the Bible if you can reach it and repeat, not repeat it. We're just going to, hey man, here we go.
Like,
ready? Do you solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this
He
oath?
is leaning away.
And usually in an oath, isn't the person giving the oath hand supposed to be up too?
Yes.
So where's his hand?
Not where it's supposed to be.
Look, it's right here. No, it's right here on her back.
Yep.
It is on the nape of her back. The lower portion of her back is where his hands are.
That's why she looks so uncomfortable. Because he's still there, touching
his hands are not just close. He has his hand on her back.
Freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And she's trying to move it without moving it. Look at the other arm. Look at this arm.
Did you see the side eye? Did you see the side eye?
God love you, lucky man.
Rewind it.
And he dragged her again.
Yeah.
Look at him.
You were well and faithful to his charge.
Right there.
Look, there, right there.
That side eye. She's like, what is this guy doing?
Watch it again.
This obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
3,
that
2,
you were well and faithful
1.
to his charge to duties of the office upon which you're about to enter. So help you God. God love you. You're a lucky man.
Look, watch what he does.
Lucky man.
He's having fun. Thank you, sir.
No serious guys. You're 31.
Thank you.
No serious guys till you're 31. I think I can only handle so much of that
Ugh.
child abuse live on camera thing before I want to beat the
Disgusting.
snot out of somebody. Now, things like that, rubbing a dude's arm, leads me to believe, and how your children behave and how your children have wound up. The fact that your daughter admitted that you did indeed shower with her at an inappropriate time lends me enough information to make my assessment of Joe Biden, the president of the United States, to be two things at minimum: a predatory person on children and a man attracted to men, but he does not want to say. At minimum. At max, you definitely diddle kids and you have had multiple arrangements and rendezvous with men.
Yep.
Just like your boy Obama. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody comes out telling them that you met them in some back alley, just like that dude St. Clair talked about Obama. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be. Thank you, Jay.
Wrong.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Appreciate it.
Because this kind of nonsense, look, if anybody else in any other arena did what he did, their name would be all over social media as a pedo.
Yep.
You couldn't tell me otherwise. It's if they saw Bro or Jay Lee doing that to any child, we would be branded pedophilia.
Instant list.
It's right off the top.
And the thing, like with me, I don't even get that comfortable around people's kids. You know, I'm not that comfortable. Even if I know them, I'm not that comfortable, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's just totally comfortable with people he don't even know, just kids he doesn't know. He's just totally comfortable with it. And that's a problem.
That right there. Yes. That right there.
Hold on. So is he? So when he said that, is he saying you're a lucky man to have such a daughter like her because I don't have her? Kind of thing.
That's the only thing I can think of, man.
Yeah.
Why else would he say that? That's weird. Who says that?
Biden apparently.
Apparently Biden does.
Oh, it's just Joe. Ha, 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 ha. Joe's always been like this. He's just a nice old man. He's grandpa. I ain't never met a grandfather that I know in my family that acted like that.
What man in their right mind would actually? Well, okay, so I just answered myself.
Yeah.
No man.
No man.
Everything from the way they have parades at the White House, the types of things they allow in those parades at the White House. If you guys remember, some time ago, there was a tranny that flashed. Remember that? And while they said, well, he's no longer allowed at the White House, there was no charges pressed either, was there?
Nope.
Nothing for indecent exposure at all. No. But you still invite multiple ones that do the exact same behavior and dress back to the White House.
Right.
Look, I can only make what you offer me an assessment off of what they offer. And what they have offered so far leads me to believe that there is more than just dementia. While he may have that, what you're seeing is the final layer being lifted off of who he actually is. And you're seeing the real behavior of this man. You're seeing it firsthand. You're seeing the fact that he's always angry. He loses his cool. He loses his trend of thought. That part, yeah, easily a dementia thing. And he's losing his inhibitions. He's losing them daily. And it's been a thing in his history ever since he became an older person. He started to do this stuff. It was, like I said, wasn't present when he was younger. All of a sudden, it's starting to become more predominant. And the more and more time goes on, the more you're going to see him doing inappropriate things, including touching, inappropriate petting, the conversations, the words, all of it's going to start coming down. And for those reasons, I do believe at minimum, and remember, LGBTQ is also wanting to, and whether they want to admit this to you or not, they do want to include the MAPS people. They do, as part of the plus. They want to incorporate them into the group movement. And if they ever get that passed, watch, mark my words, you're going to see Biden participate in it.
Do you, question, do you guys think that that's why the legitimate community is getting more and more militant, because they are picking up the reality of who the president is and what he's about?
And and that's a good point. I think they're more open about it. Just this last Pride parade, I forget what city it was in, where these dudes are walking around riding bikes with their wangs out.
Yeah.
They're, as you said, they're getting more militant. They're getting more open because they know that the White House is down with it.
Right.
So they're going to do it. They're going to openly do it, and they know the White House is in control. So, you're seeing these dudes, and it's insane. I saw this interview of one of these people at this parade, and this guy interviewed him, and he asked this dude. He says, "Do you think it's okay for a grown man to be naked, fully nude in front of children?" And the guy goes, "I'm not touching the children, and the children are over there, and I'm over here, so I don't see the problem."
San Francisco is where it was, by the way.
Yeah, and there is a problem,
of course.
Drew covered it. At least he showed it. This is
Yeah.
Drew. For y'all who don't know.
Yeah, that was him.
And here it is. Now, last I checked, those are children, right? That's a child, not a midget.
Yep.
And that's a naked male.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
How long has it been out?
About a minute, 30 seconds.
Okay.
30
seconds.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. These people are allowing their children to be in front of these people, fully erect, walking around. So obviously something in the area is arousing him, if not at least the fact that he is naked around these children or people. I'm going to say it. Parents like that should be castrated and put in an institution.
Yep.
You're not fit to be a parent. Let's just say this. You are not fit to be a parent. Your children should be taken away from you. You should have no contact with any minor whatsoever. You allow your child to walk the streets with that nonsense going on in front of you, you're a disgusting human being. I'm going to say it right now. And the
CPS
castration
needs to
is
be
too
called.
easy for you.
Yeah.
And I have another question to these same parents. If you had, what are those dudes, the flashers, the peeping toms, the flasher dudes that used to walk up and flash? So if a guy walked up to your daughter's window while you're at home, but you're at this parade, you're here at this parade, you're watching all this, but then you're back home, you're in your home, and some dude flashes your daughter butt naked, shows everything, would you call the police? The answer would be yes. You would call the police.
And then
why?
some.
And then some. Why would you call the police if that happened, but you're willing to take your kids out in public and allow them to see all types of this stuff going on?
In broad daylight.
In broad daylight. What is the difference? Where's the moral ground? And there is none. You're a hypocrite because you would get upset at your home if somebody did it in front of your kids, in front of your home, but you're willing to take your kids to see it openly at some parade.
Event. Lovey, it is what they want to call pedophiles now, minor attracted persons. And that's the way they're going to sneak into the LGBTQ.
They're already pushing for it.
Okay, so they will get in. They will get in because it will eventually get identified as an orientation, as something that you cannot avoid. This was talked about back at TED Talk years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
She said that eventually something we have to understand that these are just normal people with certain tendencies, and we have to accept them as they are. She said, yes, violating a child might be wrong, but anytime you have to put a caveat to that statement, you are pro-pedophile.
Yeah, and you can tell that they're trying to normalize it because I think they came out with those little child dolls for.
Yes, and that lady was pushing for that too.
They were pushing those dolls, and then you got to understand how they're trying to push this even through social media. You look at platforms like TikTok. You're not even allowed to say the word pedophile in some instances.
Right.
You have to say P3DO or something like that because they're trying to normalize it. They just took out pedo and just changed it to maps to, the fool of brain to think, oh, they're just a minor and attracted person. Pedo sounds bad. You can't call them that, but it's the same thing.
Stigma. That's the word they use. It's a stigma.
Yeah.
It's a stigma. More children again. These people are weird, man. I don't care who you are. I really don't care who you are. That is the line was miles behind them. It's now the line is way miles behind them. If you want to tell me that I shouldn't have a statement to be made about your orientation, stop pushing your nasty orientation on me then. I should have no sight of your behavior in front of me to have an opinion about it.
Yep.
I shouldn't care. You should not be able to look at me and say straight or gay because it's none of your business, right? So if it's none of my business, why are you letting me into it?
Yep.
Why are you trying to make me accept it when I don't want to? That's what you call force.
Mm-hmm.
You're technically raping my eyes, people.
Force
That's what you're doing.
acceptance.
It's eye rape.
Yeah, totally.
And it's bad. You even have people that are part of that community that are more conservative that are against all this stuff. And the minute they speak out, they get banned, they get taken out, they get taken down, because even the people that are part of that community are frowning down on this stuff, and they get canceled for speaking out against the perversion.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. But this is it. This is why I say the instant you can have this kind of propensity towards them and allowing it, you might be part of it. That Joe seems to be a very, very big part of this thing. I don't recall Trump ever having a gay pride parade party at the White House ever.
No. Nope.
I know there was an incident with him back at Mar-a-Lago with the Lincoln Project people, but I don't believe seen him ever doing that.
No.
At all. Now, that party that he had in Mar-a-Lago is one of the reasons why I can't. But at the same time, if he came out and said, no, I didn't want that there, but they pay for the venue, blah, 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 I could see that. I'd let that slide, because after all, I'm not expecting you to be holier than anything else. You're just a dude. But with this particular nonsense, the way your son came out, what your daughter said, the way you handled children, and what you did with that man's arm, I have no choice but to believe what I thought initially, which is you're a gay pedophile.
There's way too much evidence otherwise.
Yep. Too much.
So and here's the thing. For me, because of how militant the community is being.
Thank you, Dimitri.
I am a homophobe.
Yeah. Call me that.
I have an irrational fear of these people.
Yeah.
But they've made
sorry.
They've made
it. Yeah, and they throw that word around because, the definition of phobia, we're not going to insult anybody's intelligence, but it's a way to shame you. So they throw that phobia, and they don't just do it with that. They throw it behind any word that
for sure.
of what they consider a marginalized group. The only thing that they won't throw behind is Christian phobia. You can't, Christian phobia. No, we can't say
they have Islamophobia, but they don't have Christophobia.
Yeah, they don't have Christian phobia. They have a lot of Islamophobia. They don't have Christian phobia. They don't have Jewish phobia. They don't have all these other phobias except for the groups they choose.
Right.
Because it's the way to shame you to not speaking out about it. Because a lot of people don't want to be called any type of phobia, which those words are made up. They don't want to be called racist. Normal people. People like us, you can call me whatever you want. I don't care. I know who I am, and I know what I am. So you can call me, xenophobe, homophobe, Islamophobe. You can call me all those words. It doesn't matter, because I'm none of those things, and I know who I am.
Right, but even in light of knowing who I am, because of the way they're literally pushing for their ideology, they're forcing me to embrace their ideology. I am, at this moment, Jay Lee, July 3rd, 2024 at 7:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I, Jay Lee, am a full-on homophobe.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you right there. And you're right. It's if you force anything on anyone, right? If you just keep forcing it, it could be anything. You force them and they don't want it, and you force it and they don't want it, you force it. You eventually, that person becomes anti what you're trying to push towards. They don't want nothing to do with it. Instead of just letting things happen naturally, Marlon and I, and maybe Jay, we grew up in a time that we knew that community was there. They were everywhere. But no one cared. Really, no one was like, they went on about their business. We went on about our business. We lived our lives, and it is what it is. Now, as Jay said, now it's in your face every single day on everything. And now they're trying to involve kids. Now you have politicians pushing it. Now politicians are doing this creepy stuff. And it's just all up in our face. And people are tired of it.
And we're being forced to embrace it.
Yes. Or else you get canceled.
Right. And that would be the case. Then go ahead, cancel me, call me whatever you want. I'm phobia, whatever it is, I'll accept it, because it's 100% true. I don't like you. I don't want nothing to do with you. I got no plans to hang out with you if this is your agenda. If your agenda is to put this nonsense as though it is something that all kids should know about, don't say that crap in front of me, because you will be having a new change to your diet where you're going to introduce calcium, a heavy dose of calcium to your stomach, and it'll be all teeth. I'm telling you now, if they come to this town that I'm in, I'll be protesting it at like 40 going north, and any one of them walk up to me any kind of crazy kind of outfit and trying to come close, trust and believe I'm turning violent. I'm not. No, I will be violent. I'm letting people now know, if you see me on the news, know that I predicted it and told you I was going to be violent if you come up next to me with that nonsense.
Yeah.
And I'm kicking you right where you offer it. I'm hauling off like an NFL punt, just boom. You definitely ain't gonna have no kids and never be using it again. I'm telling you now. Call it violence, whatever you want, hate crime. I don't care. You mess with me like that, and something else gonna happen to you. I'm dead serious. I'm not tolerating that. And if you want to live that life, bro, live your life. Do what you got to do.
Right.
Really. But don't expect me to like it, and don't beg me to accept it. I won't. I never will.
And why do they need us to accept it so bad? I mean, does it change anything in their life if Michael accepts that you're this? No, I don't accept or not accept it. I just don't care. Like a lot of things, I just don't care. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it is, why they want everyone to accept them. And there is a reason why, probably is that they feel that themselves that they may not that they're not accepting themselves. So they need that validation from an outside source to make them feel better.
But that's what I think. But that's insecurity, though.
It is.
A lot of it's insecurity.
Projection.
Yeah, projection, rejection.
I don't. Why do you think the transgender movement? You're trying to tell me you weren't happy with who you were, and so you decided to switch, and I must be happy with who you are, nigga? You don't even like you. Why should I like you? You don't even like yourself, and you want everybody to accept what version are you? The one you now decided. I know when 2 days later you change your mind again. No schizo. I don't like you. I don't have to like you. I don't have to accept you either, and I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to have you a functioning part of my life. I don't. If you can't live your own life to your satisfaction, but you need me to accept it, you could forget that.
That's weird.
No.
And let me say this: it's not even marginalized communities or whatever you want to call them. There's veterans I don't like. There's black people I don't like. There's people of all races I don't like. There's religions I don't like. There's people I just don't want nothing to do with. So it has nothing. It really has nothing to do with your lifestyle, because I wouldn't know unless you told me. If you're just a good person, you're a good person. We could sit here and have a conversation. You can never even mention it. And I wouldn't care. And I'm just going to base it off who you are as a person. So don't get it twisted as we just hate this group or that group. No, there's conservatives I don't like. There's liberals. I mean, there's all types of people. And I don't know if Marlon and Jay feel the same way.
This is exactly what their plan is.
Yep.
They built, now mind you, they built an entire system around it, from CPS to how they deal with in child reporting to how they deal with domestic affairs. They've always set it up for when they do finally incorporate these minor attracted people, the pedophiles, into the ranks, that all of this can actually have a use. You're going to see a time, and I'm telling you it's coming. You may not like to hear this, but there is a time coming where CPS will actually change their thing from child protective to trafficking. It is what they're going to do in the public, in the light. They won't care whether you know or not. They'll tell you this: nobody wants the kids. Might as well get them love in some way, shape, and form, because these maps love them. It sounds too far-fetched. Yeah, we thought naked people walking around town was too far-fetched too. Yeah, we thought that. We thought that men chopping off the ding-a-lings to be women was far-fetched too. We thought that women chopping off their upper extremities to look like men and taking hormones to grow beard, we thought that was far-fetched. They used to be in Barnum and Bailey circus, but now they're on your street just walking down the road. That, remember, everything that was so far-fetched yesterday is normal today. Imagine what far-fetched today is going to be normal tomorrow.
Yep.
Y'all can think it's not going to come, and we're going to stand up. Okay, all right. We're not standing up yet. In fact, we're the ones being silenced and allowing it. I'll tell you this, and I'm sure Bro and Lee will agree with me. How many other platforms out there on YouTube are willing to say what we say? None. All of them are politically correct. They all walk on eggshells. Not a one of them will talk like us. None of them. Not Brandon Tatum. Not Candace Owens, not Ben Shapiro, not even Mark Dice will talk like us. I love Mark Dice. He is blunt, but he ain't gonna be as frank as us, because he too is afraid of the censorship. And I understand why, because you've made your money. I get it that you have to protect your business. I get it, man. I understand. But there's coming a time where money will not be the incentive anymore to stop this.
Yep.
At some point, you got to put money off the table and understand that this will be the marking line in the sand, because if they can pay you off to not say certain thing, you're just as bad as the left. In the grand scheme of things, you're just as bad. If you can't be honest about what things are, you might as well shut up. And I'm dead serious. You might as well shut up if you're not going to say it.
Right.
Say it. We will.
Dang right.
We're going to say it. We're going to say the crazy thing, and we're going to mean it too. We're going to mean it. This is going to end up being something that'll end up being a dividing line, I think, further in the future for most conservatives. You either say what needs to be said or shut up and move on to the next side.
Right.
But as for Biden, I anticipate more weird things. And I promise you, they're going to see a video of him kissing a dude here soon. He's going to slip up trying to greet somebody and try to lean into a kiss on a guy.
I see it.
I can't say no to that.
He almost tried it on the Pope. He almost tried it on the Pope. I'm just saying.
True.
He went in.
Yeah, and you got to understand this. He's clout chasing for votes. Also, yes, I do believe that he is part of that community, but a lot of it's clout chasing for votes because he's got to look at the demographics. You know, we got to get the gay vote. They put us all in these boxes: the gay vote, the white vote, the black vote. He's got to check all the boxes by being part of everything. So if he can win over the gay community, that's a big win for him.
Right.
But people don't look at his history. Go back and see what he said back in the day. He's not for you guys. He's chasing for your vote. That's all it is. After Pride Month, you won't hear him talk anything about you guys at all.
But he might pass a few laws,
Yeah, might.
To placate. It's election year,
Yeah,
it is.
Or let me say he will propose it and promote the heck out of it, never do anything with it.
Yeah, and on that, on him never doing anything about it. Think about, Roe v. Wade. It's not really it's getting off topic, but it's not. It's talking about Biden. Biden keeps talking about if he gets elected, he's going to reinstate Roe v. Wade. Well, why doesn't he do it now? Why are you waiting? And just this goes to show you that he's just playing on your emotions. Anything he says, like Marlon stated, he's going to talk about it. He's going to get your vote, and then nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. He won't get Roe v. Wade overturned. It's not going to happen. He's just playing on your emotions to get the vote.
Didn't that happen under Trump?
Roe v.
Initially was started under Trump, and he's accrediting that to Trump. He's accrediting it to Trump, right?
Yes,
and it happened in the second year of his term, right? Okay, so if it happened in the second year of your term, you've had a full year to reinstate it. Now, remember, you said if you get reelected, you will do it. So what are you doing in the year and a half to 2 years in between since it's been removed? Exactly. Oh, don't tell me you're hoping to get a packed majority on the Supreme Court so you can then push it. That's what you're hoping for? I get it. So when are you going to do that? Suppose you don't win. Can you not do that now? You're not going to push for it. You know why? Because you'd lose the election. You're hoping to do all that after you've done your so-called win for the election so you can push it to the next year. And then on your way out, you super pack it full for the people that you want, get Roe v. Wade put back into federal side, and walk out. So not only are you about killing the children, you're about raping them, and you're about abusing them and touching them, and now you're gay. So, hey, it's par for the course for Biden. It is what it is.
Basic Biden.
What it is. Friday, we do have a good show coming up on Friday, because after that Supreme Court ruling, it started with Harry Sisson. Y'all again remember we talked about Harry on Monday, but there have been multiple people, and I'm talking to the tunes of hundreds of these crazy lefties calling for President Biden to kill, assassinate, drone strike, blow up Donald Trump and the Supreme Court, specifically Clarence Thomas. Look,
why am I not surprised?
If you weren't convinced that the left hate Negroes that don't think like them, this should be your calling card to prove it's right.
Yep.
It was a 6-3 ruling. There are 5 others that you could call out. You went after the one black guy, just like your president did when he was getting sworn in. Not sworn in as president. I'm talking about Clarence when he got in to be a Supreme Court justice. That was the same man who tried to block it, who called him all kinds of names, That's happening again today. And you're going to see them calling for violence. Now, remember, this was the same thing they did under Trump when Gorsuch, they sent people to Gorsuch's house. Even what's his name? Schumer said he was going to bring down the whirlwind. Schumer himself threatened to harm Supreme Court justices, and he's still free. Chuck Schumer should be in jail, if not hung right now.
Yeah.
But he's fine to do that. So are people like Harry Sisson. So it's just about any left-leaning clown. They can tell you, I want to kill people on the Supreme Court, and no one cares. I want to make sure that the person that's opposing Biden gets killed by the president, and that'd be okay for people.
Yep. And that's not it. You know, there's other tweets going out there with these leftists telling their family members
to kill,
to kill their family members that voted for Trump. This is how sick and twisted they are. They can't take an L, so they want to commit acts of violence.
Right.
When has the right ever said, take out Joe Biden? Have we ever said that? But the left always seems to go that direction. Take them out, kill them, take them out, murder.
Well, they're a death cult. They're a death cult.
There are death cult. Yes.
They are showing their true colors right now. And just imagine how it's going to be if Trump gets elected.
So,
just imagine.
Here's the crazy part. The left is targeting Clarence Thomas now. Didn't they do that for the Roe v. Wade overturning too?
As if Clarence Thomas was the only one to do it.
Yes.
Right.
This is one of the people we'll be talking about, because this was the tweet that Mike was talking about. If you have friends and family members who support Trump, if it comes down to it, you may literally have to kill them before they kill you. This is where we are headed. This is where this is headed. This is a 50 alarm effing fire. We found him, by the way. That's him here. This is Matt Croyle.
Antifa.
Okay, this is what he looks like, in case anybody wants to know. This is Matt Croyle. Now, you put your name out there, Matty. Don't get mad at us for showing you promoting murder on the internet. You, Matt Croyle, are the one that put that nonsense out there, so we can call you indeed a premeditated murderer. We can call you that because you're wishing for people to kill someone else because you disagree with them. I'm saying what you said. You want people to get murdered. You should be arrested for premeditated murder in a regular world. But you and your little faggoty looking beanie cap wannabe drinking your iced latte, soy boy, like in the disgusting. You probably got kids' pictures on your computer too. You look like that kind of person.
Yep.
No wonder you'd think like that.
Yep.
No wonder you'd think like that.
Quagmire.
Let's just say I'm a very liberal guy who grew up in the very conservative parts of Pennsylvania. Look at that.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Yep.
Anyway, we're going to talk about him and many more, because he's not the only one. There are some even more unhinged people out there that said it. So he's not difficult to track down. We can find him. I just showed you who he is. He's out there.
And real quick, I know there's this thing going around about Trump on Epstein Island, some 14-year-old girl that came out in 2016, blah, 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 blah. Everyone do your research. That's already been debunked. That's never happened. It was debunked back in 2016. So this is how desperate the left is right now. They're bringing up things from 2016 that's been debunked to try to pin Epstein Island on Donald Trump. Don't believe it. Do your research, call them out, make fun of them daily, laugh at them, and just make fun of them, especially on X. Make fun of these smooth brain leftists because they're low IQ, and don't even get into a debate with them because you're going to lose a bunch of brain cells.
Yeah.
Right. Want to off a pedophile, all of a sudden you're premeditating hate crime. You say you should kill your family members if they are voting for Trump. That's okay. That's completely fine. No investigation there. Anyway, we'll talk about that on Friday, because trust me, it'll get heated, because we'll show you some stuff. And we might know more about Harry by Friday too. Hopefully he will get banned from everything federal by Friday.
Well, here's the thing. According to a source from the Trump campaign, 72 hours when Harry sent that tweet, apparently he's going to get a call from Secret Service. So that's by around 10 something odd o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Perfect. So we should know by showtime.
I hope it's live streamed.
I do too.
We should know by tomorrow, because it's at some point, people, we got to step down. We got to make sure we put our foot down about this. We can no longer, we have allowed it to get this far. This was us.
Yeah.
This is on conservatives. I'm letting you know now. I take full blame, because I was one of those people that did not open my eyes early enough, and I was not vocal enough.
Yeah.
So we allowed this to get here. But knowing that we're here now, we cannot allow it to get to the next step. Okay, whatever they call you, let them embrace it and say, now that you've got that out your system, I'm still going to say what I got to say.
Yep. And they ain't going to do nothing about it anyway. They're all talk.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. So call me what you want. I'm going to still say what I got to say.
And I'll own what you call me.
And own it. I might even make t-shirts. Watch me.
Yeah. I'll make
Watch
it.
me.
I'll wrap it up.
Thank you again, Dimitri, man. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Jeez.
You rock. In any case, we'll be back on Friday. Tomorrow, I have a very interesting topic that just popped up today on Straight Talk. If you haven't seen my Facebook post yet, go check it out. I'll be creating the show today so you can have it notification set for tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting one. Let's just put it like that. Some may not agree with me, and some may. I may cause a lot of ripples in the water, but
I see. Okay.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't cause ripples. Okay, I would not be who I am if I didn't start and say something that people may not like. But at the same time, I have to say what people don't want to hear. I'll give you this. I'll give you a preview of the title, and then you could make your assessments about it. Okay, let me bring this up here real quick so I can give you a nice little sneak peek of tomorrow.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. Here you go. This is the question.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own thoughts on that.
Should your spouse be the love of your life? Okay. I'm going to mess with some people's theory about marriage and love and all that stuff. So tune in.
It'll be spicy.
It's going to be spicy. All right. We'll catch you guys again on Friday. Coy had some family issues he had to take care of. And we will always put family above everything else, just so you all know. If there was ever any family issues, we're now going to say, well, you better drop it. That's not us. Family first, always. So we'll have Coy back by Friday, we hope. And then we'll tackle this whole concept of these murderous, ridiculous left-wing clowns.
Rumble Saturday?
Rumble Saturday.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Rumble Saturday. And I have the perfect topic for myself. And it is trending. It is Israel versus Palestine. The history of it.
Interesting.
Yes. All the way back. So we'll talk about that.
I got mine. It's the track record of corruption in Atlanta's politics.
Ooh. I like that.
I hadn't even thought about one. I'll give you an answer in a few. I
Got
got something. You know me. I want to go deep down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. He got that scope and everything.
Yeah, I want to go deep in a rabbit hole.
Let's go.
So we'll talk about that come Friday. And we'll see you guys in the morning for Straight Talk. Mr. Lee.
That's good. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you all Friday.
Peace. We out.